All right. Okay. So we've got everybody muted. Thank you, Bernard, for opening up today. It's Sunday, the 23rd already of June. Where is the time going? Oh my goodness. You're at a family reunion. We just said goodbye to family. Uh, Dr. Prasad had his son in earlier this week, who's just got back from a trip from traveling, and it just we keep going. I was just sharing with people that today we said goodbye to family that was here with us for a few days, and I've got my OGEG hat on. This is the original Engage Global. Those of you that know David Nemelka, the owner of the company, this is his favorite gardening hat now. It's just been around for a while. So this is fantastic to be part of this. Already quite a few lines that are open. Thank you. I don't know where we're getting some feedback, but we've got it all taken care of. Today is going to be an incredible testimonial call. It's called Our Story. And our story is all due to the impact of these incredible products. And so, with that, I'd just like to go ahead and open up today's call. First of all, with our disclaimer, Jonathan does a tremendous job. Just right off the top of his head, reading through this. He also has a nice slide created for it. Uh, I'm a little old school. I'll just pull the disclaimer up here onto the screen with me. You're welcome to follow along as I read. These statements and comments have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This information is solely for educational purposes only. And get this, I wish I could put this in parentheses, make a big deal about it, but it says and includes recent advances in research on micronutrients. That's where we really have a leg up of anything else that's out there because of who Dr. Kedar Prasad is and this recent advances. To go on with the rest of our disclaimer, Engage, the micronutrient company, does not claim that our products diagnose, treat, cure, heal, or prevent any disease or injury. However, Engage's products are formulated to address nutritional deficiencies and supply the body with the required nutrients. And it's important to note that nothing here is meant to be a substitute for professional medical treatment or a consultation with your primary healthcare provider. So that having been stated, that's being taken care of. Let me go ahead and pull these words off of the screen, and we'll just jump into today's opportunity. It's incredible to see. Here we are on Sunday the 23rd. As I mentioned, we just had family here in town, and I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna pull this image over onto the screen because this is one of 37 grandchildren that Helen and I are blessed with, and this is his first time fishing. And so here we are in Thermopolis, Wyoming, and I'm gonna just pull this picture over here as we begin today because today's about families. And this is just one moment. I know we're streaming here. Right here, this is my grandson and a good friend of ours. This is his first cast ever out there into the Bighorn River, and his name is Alistair, and so he's just ready to throw that right out in. That was just a couple of hours ago, and so thank you, Bernard, for opening up today I'm grateful that Jonathan Jones does one of these every Sunday afternoons, evening for some of you, but here we are together as our Micro Daily family. Blessed to have Dr. Kedar Prasad, the world's foremost expert on micronutrition and supplementation, here to hear these stories. This is his reward. He's here training us, educating us, doing a lot of things throughout the week. But once a month, we get the opportunity uh, to really give back to Dr. Prasad, and the way that we're giving back is through these incredible testimonies as to how his products formulated so perfectly are going in and correcting nutritional deficiencies that exist in all of us, and lives are truly being changed. In keeping with the everyone has a story, I want to go back 11 years. 11 years ago, we had an individual that came to our home in southern Utah. And just right after, so this would have been 11 years ago, minus 2 weeks, because it was just after the 4th of July. But she's standing in front of a group of people explaining what happened to her because of these products. And I want this to kind of begin today's presentation. We're going back a little ways. Uh, and we're also going, she's going to reference the product, not as we know it today as microdaily. She's going to reference it as MMF, or military micronutrient formulation, because it's truly, it's all part of our story. And so as we look at the science behind all of this, I've opened up our science booklet. I'm right to the page where it talks about the benefits of Microdaily EMF, our foundational flagship product, the benefits of Probiotic Daily, the very next important ingredient in the core four, the benefits of Omega-3 Daily, and the benefits of Collagen Daily. All of this is known today as our comprehensive wellness with Dr. Prasad's core four. So back 11 years ago, we did not have access to this. We had access not even to a booklet like this. I mean, today we can go here and look for this booklet. It's available for any of you that are joining us today in hard copy or in digital copy. And this is the science behind Microdaily, the world's most scientifically validated micronutrient supplements. And the reason that we have access to this is because of this incredible gentleman, Dr. Prasad. Over 250 peer-reviewed articles, over 450 sightings of his articles. That means other scientists, other incredible people out there that understand the human body are referencing Dr. Prasad's works um, as a way of lending credibility to theirs. Because of Dr. Prasad being the world's foremost radiation expert, you can see here on your screen the what is highlighted in yellow. World's first radiation biologist, PhD, back in 1963 at the University of Iowa in Iowa City. He also went on, as his career unfolded, he discovered the anti-cancer potency of vitamin E succinate and discovered that butyric acid, the small fatty acid formed by fermentation of fibers in the gut, is also an anti-cancer agent. His work with the military that began like this timeline does back in 2001 is incredible to reference. I talked earlier, though, about where this product came from. And right here, Microdaily was originally formulated for U.S. troops, made to protect and built to sustain for life. And this is the package. So in the video that I'm going to share with you here in just a few minutes, the individual references this product, MMF, originally called Military Micronutrient Formulation, designed to be carried in the cargo pocket of the military fatigues. This is all we had 11 years ago. The owner of the company, David Nemelka, and Dr. Prasad joined as business partners. And it's because of the combination of this dynamic duo, we were able to go out and do this, facilitate this product going from the military to the masses. And it's incredible that we have with us today on this call on a Sunday afternoon. My pleasure here. My name is Jeff Ashby. I'm one of the ambassadors for the company, but to have Dr. Prasad here joining us today. And Dr. Prasad, you'll need to unmute yourself there. In the beginning, we muted everybody. And so, Dr. Prasad, thanks for being here on this Sunday.
Yeah, great pleasure, Jeff, as usual.
This is amazing. In fact, I've got to get over to you just while I'm thinking about it. I think Catrice is on this call with us, but it's going to be her Zoom link for tomorrow's call.
Oh,
Okay, so
tomorrow, 10 o'clock.
yeah, tomorrow at 10 o'clock, we'll get that information to you. It's
Yeah,
not,
Zoom call, because I'm not sure if I have a Catrice.
yeah,
Uh,
I'll
just
make
keep-
sure. I'll make sure that you get it. It's not on mine, it's on hers. But just
okay,
as I pulled you up here on the screen, I thought, you know what? Let's take care of this. I wanted to respond to the email that you
right,
sent
right.
out.
That's
And
good.
awesome, awesome. So we'll get that taken care of. But today, Dr. Prasad, it's just your turn to kind of sit back and
Yes, and
just
here you
enjoy the benefits.
enjoy news. Yeah.
Okay. And so, you guys, everybody else who is on here with us today, those of you that are going to share your stories, get ready. Start raising your hands, digitally. Get ready so that when we come back to this, I'm going to play this video to begin with, and we already have Tate, Tate up here ready to share their story, and I'm sure we're going to have many others, Dr. Prasad. So let me just pull you off of the spotlight here. And I'm going to go to this story because it's from a timing standpoint. She talks about her family's summer activities and how these products, the Micro Daily, at that time known as military micronutrient formulation, or MMF, truly changed her life in several different ways. So here we go. I'm going to share this with you. Again, she'd had these results and she was comfortable enough standing up in front of a group of people and sharing these results. So here we go. Everybody enjoy.
My God, I'm supposed to cut it a little short. My story is very long. I started to get sick about 10 years ago. I had 5 surgeries in 4 years. The most complicated one was a back surgery. I had a vertebrae that had moved nearly an inch out of place and was cutting into my spinal cord. And it was bone on bone and pinching my sciatic nerve down my left leg to the point where I couldn't sleep. I could get comfortable with the bone on bone, but I could not relieve the sciatic nerve pain. I had to have surgery. They put rods and screws in. They pulled the vertebrae back as far as they could, but I'm still offset. So the rods and screws aren't going anywhere. So it's as good as it's going to get. 6 months into that recovery, I had severe sinus infections, and sent me to the hospital a couple of times. After 2 sinus surgeries, cutting out bone and tissue, trying to get it to drain better, because it's my sphenoid sinus in the middle of my head. They can't do anything. They can't get there. I had scar tissue all on the inside of it, and the doctor told me I was never going to get any better than I was then. Well, that was running a fever every day. That was not being able to think straight. That was not being able to function. That was being in bed most of the time. That was as good as it was. So he told me the only thing I could do was move to a drier climate. So I'm here. We moved from Southern California 3 years ago. I went from feeling bad and being sick every day to being sick 40%. I mean, opposite, 70, 80% of the time. And then I had a bad winter and I got sick over and over and over. The less I did, the more time I spent in bed, the worse my sciatic nerve got. And it got to the point where I had to physically lift my leg up in the shower to be, and then I'd still have a hard time reaching down and shaving my legs. So on July 3rd, I was sitting on the edge of my tub. Our kids were coming into town. We were going to go water skiing, and I had to shave my legs because I avoided it so much. It was bad, and I had to shave my legs. And I sat on there with a wave of despair. Coming over me, because I thought, am I going to have to ask my husband to shave my legs and cut my toenails? He does everything for me. He still commutes to California, by the way, because we had a business in California. And I do nothing, and he does everything. And it was, along with the bad winter and the time I spent in bed, I also had anxiety because I felt like I didn't want to talk to people. It's like, don't ask me to do anything. I can't. I can look good for a little bit, but I can't function very well. So it was very, very discouraging. On July 7th, Janie introduced me to this. I went over to Jeff's house and I took MMF for the first time. After 3.5 days, I could do this. I could high step in any marching band, anywhere. And it's just continued to improve. And since then, I've had one sinus headache that lasted a couple of hours, not a couple of days. I had one fever that lasted a couple of days, not a couple of weeks. I've traveled back and forth. I used to send my kids off on motorcycle rides and boating. I used to ski, I used to wakeboard, I used to kneeboard, I used to do all that, but not for 10 years. 2 weeks after I started taking MMF, we went on our annual family vacation to Lake Havasu. See, the anxiety was gone until today, it's back. Anyway, on the last day, I was in the water and we were getting ready to go. And I told my husband, I said, Randy, throw me a ski. He said, what? I said, throw me a ski. So he threw me a ski. It took me a couple times, but I got up on a ski for the first time in over 10 years. And the thing is, I don't know, my back might have been well enough for me to do that last year, but it didn't matter. I didn't care. I didn't feel good enough. Didn't feel good enough to participate. I was sidelined on my life for 10 years, and I feel like I have my life back now.
Isn't that amazing?
Amazing story.
11 years ago, Dr. Prasad, she was able to stand up there in front of a group of people and talk about the impact that your single product, your approach through multiple antioxidant micronutrient mixture that you created for the military gave this lady a life back after 10 years.
That's amazing.
You know, and you could talk about all the things that were addressed and you could educate us more, but we're going to say, hey, we're going to save the education for another time. Let's hear some more of these testimonies. Let's see others that are here, that are live with us, that are willing to share their testimonies. And so, Dr. Prasad, I know we had Miss S. Tate that was up here with their hand up. I don't see the... If you're willing to open up your microphone and turn on your camera, I would love you to join. There we go. I'm going to just pull you up here onto the screen with us. There we go. And oh my goodness. Yes. Share with all of us your experience with the Micro Daily products. Go ahead.
Well, February 19th of this year, well, I got onto a call. And it was actually supposed to be a testimonial call. And the lady, the last person that was on the call, she couldn't get on. Her mic was messed up. So I took the opportunity and jumped in. And I said, I've got something going on with my uterus. They said I have precancerous cells in my uterus. And you guys acknowledged to say, yeah, this is a testimonial Sunday, but you're not supposed to. I said, well, and then Dr. Prasad came in and he said, well, you sounds like a virus to me. I think that you need to take the Micro Daily Hydro EMF 3 times a day and take the probiotic twice a day. So I started that February 19th. In May of this year, I went in and I had to have a colposcopy with my gynecologist to look and see if they were going to do a biopsy. She checked, they used the acetic acid, they put it on my uterus, they found no cells, nothing. They couldn't do a biopsy, they were gone, there was nothing there. That was just one part of my testimony. Just this past Friday, I went in and I had an endoscopy and I had a colonoscopy at the same time because last year they found a precancerous polyp on my colon. They went in there, they took pictures. I have the pictures. I don't think you can see them. You may be able to see them. This was from my endoscopy. Nothing, no polyps, nothing. That was my endoscopy. And this was from my colonoscopy. No polyps, no polyps, nothing, no precancerous cells, nothing. And it's all due to me taking the micro daily hydro 3 times a day and the prebiotic, probiotic twice a day as the doctor prescribed. And it's funny, I was just at the Vegan Fest on Saturday with another lady, and we were talking to a gentleman, and he was I guess he was trying to flirt or something or whatever. And the girl that was with me said, "Well, how old do you think we are?" And he told the other lady, she said, "You're like you're about 61." I said, "Well," he said he was turning 59. I said, "Well, how does she think she looks?" I said, "I'm 69. I'll be turning 70 in November." He said, "You lie. I would have guessed you're about 48. I've been taking the product only 5 months, and I have no precancerous cells. They're gone. You see the pictures. Clean. Nothing. Nothing's there. No polyps. Nothing. That's my colon. That's my endoscopy down my throat. Nothing. Clean as a whistle." So thank you, Dr. Prasad. I'm a user for life. I will
Good.
never, ever, ever quit. As a matter of fact, I shared my information with some other people, and I got my hairdresser. She started taking it because her mom has early dementia. And I said, "It tastes like lemonade." She said, "Well, I'll put it in and let her start taking it." She started taking it. I've got my mechanic who's running around. He's in his late 30s. I said, "Dante, you need to start taking this. You're stressed out. You're sweating." I said, "You drink this, as a maintenance, because there's nothing wrong with you right now, but, it's better to prepare than to, fall apart at the end and then need to take it." He said,
Yeah.
"Send me the information. I'm going to take this stuff." So I'm in it for life. So thank
Good.
you.
Thank you.
I appreciate you. You're a godsend. I'm just, I'm glad that the Lord allowed that lady's phone to not work that day and for me to get in and to be able to talk to you. I've been saying your praises, and you told me the last time I got on to let you hear my testimony. These are the pictures. I will forward them to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Please. Yeah.
So thank you. I appreciate you. You're a godsend. I'm
Thank you.
giving you a Nobel Peace Prize myself. I'm giving you my own personal one. If I
That's
can give
great.
it to you, it's
Appreciate
yours.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for your testimony. This is amazing. And wow, you brought the proof. You brought the proof. There you go. Precancerous polyps, they were able to identify them a year ago, and now nothing.
Gone.
Clean bill of health.
Gone. And it says I'm looking younger. I'm like, okay.
That's the best part.
Woo. Thank you.
Way
Thank
to
you.
go. Way to go. So Dr. Prasad, I'm just here looking at the chat, and already we've got Linda Bailey that says awesome testimony, and Fulvia
Okay,
Esteban that
Linda.
says
Okay.
woohoo. Donald Williams from down in Jamaica, the Caribbean islands, is commenting on it, and Alfreda. And so I know all 4 of these individuals have their own testimonies. They know what the products have done for them, and they're turning around and acknowledging Miss Tate and her journey. So really amazing. Who is next? Who has their hand up or would like to open up their microphone and share with us? We're down to, believe it or not, a half an hour left, ladies and gentlemen. So I know these calls always really pack out, and we get a lot of people right at the end that want to share their testimony. But let's go ahead. Who is next? Who's going to open up their microphone or raise their hand, or both? Here we go. we've got Jude that is here with us. There she
Yes.
is.
There,
Go,
I'm gonna get you. I'm got you all. That's me, Judith
okay.
Hatch from Georgia.
Yeah, oh my goodness, it is Judith Hatch. I thought, wow, hey, you look a lot like a person that I know. So,
Right.
there
There's
you
Dr.
go,
Hatch.
Miss Judith. Miss Judith, she's
Yes,
out of Albany, Georgia, Dr.
yes,
Prasad. So here
yes.
she is. I'll remove myself. Go ahead.
Well,
Go ahead, Judith.
I'm a holistic healthcare provider, and I have several patients that are using a micro daily, and we have them using the hydro. And although I did ask him to be on today, I'm not sure if he got a chance to be on here, but I'm just going to tell his story briefly and tell you that it's been about 8 months that he was diagnosed with a very interesting type of tonsillar cancer. He has cancer on his right tonsil. I've never seen it. I've never heard of it, but I know that he had it. I've seen the lesion. It looks like somebody scratched him. If somebody just looking, you can see it. Now, he's been consulting with different people about what to do. He's doing some things. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, he's doing plenty of things wrong, but he does take the micro daily, takes it 3 times. He's been advised to add it as a dry powder directly on the lesion. But in the meantime, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you while he is taking, don't do this, y'all, what he's doing. He's taking peroxide inside his body. I said, dude, that's not made for you to take internally. But he continues to take it, but he's also taking this. So he was talking to me the other day. I said, listen, would you please get on this call and let them know that with all the bad things that you're currently doing at the micro daily is what's keeping you alive right now. So I'm going to be on there and tell you that I know in these 6 or 7 months that he's been taking the micro daily that he really seriously, I'm not trying to be funny or say anything bad about the man. I'm telling you the truth. He would be dead if he were not taking this product. And so we're happy for him to be able to have it and continue to do well, but he could do better. Listen, y'all, when we give you a good health recommendation, follow it. Don't try to add your own stuff. Don't try to add your own little tweak to it, because he believes that because he was taking the peroxide inside his body full strength, that he could continue to do that every day. I said, dude, stop doing that. He has not, but the micro daily is keeping him alive. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And
Okay. Thank you.
I got another question though. I know my sister was recently diagnosed with like stage 1 or stage 0 breast cancer. She is a transplant recipient. Do you think that she would still, I know you asked like, can it work for them? Can a transplant recipient take the product?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, because transplant recipient also have a hazard of rejection, and a friend of mine who had a transplant of kidney.
Okay. Yes, she's had a kidney and pancreas.
Yeah, so but in that case, he has only kidney transplant, and his doctor predicted that he will live about 17 years because he was very early stage when he was kid. And then, but he lived over 35 years and did work with me, and he was a postdoctoral fellow.
Well,
And
I will
so
go ahead and
say
give it to
that,
her and tell her, so I can go ahead and send it to her and tell her just go ahead and get started, because she's actually
yeah,
going to
definitely, because it would not harm her. It might help her in terms of overall well-being,
Well,
because when you have a transplant, you generate a lot of free radical, a lot of inflammation in your body, and that can make you feel uncomfortable, even though you are living, but quality of life is not there. And so, if you take this kind of thing, that you can have enjoy as long as you are here, a good quality of life. That is the purpose of the whole program that we have.
okay, well, I will certainly send it to her. She's supposed to have the surgery on July 15th. So it'd be great that however many weeks that she will have to take it, by the time she went to get a surgery, that they say we don't know.
Yeah, because with respect to cancer, the reason it is very effective in cancer, because cancer cells require 2 nutrients for survival. One is glucose, another is glutamine. And if you deprive them, they will die. And that's exactly high-dose antioxidant does it. They block the uptake of glucose and glutamine only on cancer cells. So only cancer cells get affected, and that's why they die. Or precancerous cell, any which has abnormal growth, pre-cancer changes makes to high dose antioxidant makes no difference as long as you have become abnormal cells, whether it is precancerous or cancerous or any kind of cancer, doesn't make difference.
Well, good news is that I was reading this book, and it reminded me of you, Dr. Prasad, because the book is called Why We Get Sick. I'm actually listening to it on Audible, and they're talking about what we're doing is working with insulin resistance, and that is the main reason why people are getting sick. And it's all of these things that you're talking about. It's like how we're going to change the insulin, which will change the glucose, which will change your whole life. So anyway, though, thank you for your work, sir. I'm sending this package out to my sister tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you. My goodness, Dr. Judith Hatch, you guys, amazing individual there in Albany, Georgia. Had a chance to meet her actually in her office after a hurricane that knocked out all of the power here. Gosh, quite a few years ago. But it's amazing to see the individuals she was talking about and referencing there with the tonsil cancer is somebody that I visited with on the phone, Dr. Prasad, and so I concur along with Dr. Hatch there, the efficacy of your products and what is happening. It's amazing. And to just follow up with that, we have multiple individuals that have been through transplant surgeries, and their bodies are doing so much better with the anti-rejection medications. They're living longer. The organs are healthier, and
quality of life improves. That's what I was saying. It is just everybody progresses towards aging, but important thing is, as long as you are here, have enjoy quality of life under any condition.
Somebody else just said the same thing, but I'm telling you, that's like, follow the directions. Don't try to add your other stuff. She's like, you do how many is on the bottle. It might be 3 or 6 or whatever kind of recommendation that Jeff might give, or you, doctor, or even Jonathan. Don't decide, well, maybe I want to do 2 or 1. Do what it says.
What is that?
The lady just put something in the chat. I was just
Linda just says, listen to the bottle. This is listen to what's being said and follow what's on the bottle, unless it comes to cancer in some of these situations where you're suggesting that we take more, Dr. Prasad.
Yeah. If you have a cancer, that's the only time I suggested that you take a high dose antioxidant, like at 3 in the morning, 9 in the morning, 9 in the noontime, 9 in the evening.
And let me.
But only once the cancer disappears, then you gradually go back to your prevention dose, which is a 3 capsule in the morning, 3 in the evening. But
gradually. And Dr. Prasad, that is so important. In fact, I'm going to share something with you. We have 83 Zoom connections. We know there's more than that, and we got almost 10 on YouTube right now. So this is going out to over 100 different individuals. And let me just speak to this, Dr. Prasad. The recipe, the formulation that you have for your products, you are following right along with that Hippocratic oath that says, do no harm. And this, we had somebody who was going through a cancer protocol, and she had understood from the story of my dad what we were doing. We suggested 3 times the dose. And so he was doing 27 capsules. That's 3 times 9. Okay. In her mind, she got that mixed up. And Dr. Prasad, she was actually taking 27 capsules 3 times a day.
Oh boy! Oh no!
So 78 capsules.
That's too much for me.
Yeah, we agree. We had no idea that was going on, but she did it for almost 2 months. And so that would be like, 10 bottles of microdaily EM.
So what happens to her then?
Her eyesight got better. A lot of the problems were taken care of, and she was just asking us, as she starts to ramp that down, what does she go to? we had no idea that she was consuming that many. But Dr. Prasad, that goes to show you just how safe and
Yeah,
effective your
I'm
products
surprised
are.
because I would not expect that that level will be safe.
I wouldn't either. It was like, oh my goodness, that's like a bottle every 3 days. That's a
Yeah.
bottle of micro daily EMF, 180 capsules every 3 days
Wow.
is what she was consuming. And
Unreal.
so it just goes to show you, Dr. Prasad, that your products are safe
Yeah.
and they are effective.
Yeah.
And
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 that
there's
was my central point, Effectiveness was the secondary issue, but first issue was the safe.
safe.
But I'm glad that it has having such a profound effect
Yeah.
on the health of the people.
Yeah, really amazing. But we did get her to kind of, taper back off,
Uh-huh.
and get back down to normal doses. But it's really interesting.
But
Bernard
that's
Dean,
good to know that
yeah,
even though it's one story, but it's very, very good to know.
yes, yes. And so when I get people on the phone saying, "Well, is this going to be safe?" If I'm taking that many, and we have the proof now by accident,
Yeah. And
but
also, but you don't take that kind of thing throughout your life. You take
oh no,
only as long as they can, once the
and
cancer
and
is
that was
subsided,
it. Short
and
short period
gradually
of time.
moves up.
Yeah, yeah.
Totally.
So my co-host on here with me, Bernard Dean, who is
Mhm.
traveling today, has his hand up. And so Bernard, you want to share a little? Well, here we'll just pull you up on the screen with us. Go ahead, Bernard.
Okay. Okay. Well,
Go,
hello, can you hear me
yeah,
clearly?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You're breaking up a little bit.
Okay. All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Mhm.
go ahead. Yes.
Oh, okay. I wanted to share with everyone on here something that happened recently with Charlie Rayford over in Ecuador. Now, I'm not advocating Ecuador because we still have a lot of the word to get out here in the United States. But he took thousands of dollars worth of products from over here to Ecuador because they have a lot of challenges with diabetes and cancer. So when Charlie went over, he shared the products with some people that were having some major problems. But one particular one that stood out to me was there was a lady that had been laid up actually since January with a gigantic open wound on her feet. And he says that she had melanoma cancer and she was in so much pain every day that she was crying every day. And the cancer center that was dealing with that they were possibly cut off her foot. And they said the reason why it's good to cut off her foot is so the cancer would not aggressively get into the body. They said that type of cancer, if it reached the body, it would progress to stage 4 relatively quickly. Now, I don't know about all that, but that's what was told to her. So one of the gentlemen over there heard about Micro Daily from Charlie. So he calls up Charlie and he asks him, he said, look, my wife is going through a lot of agony, can't walk. She's crying every day. She doesn't want to lose her foot, but right now he said there's no option. So he asked Charlie, would Micro Daily work? Charlie says, well, I don't know whether it will work or not on something that is that bad, but he said it wouldn't hurt her. At least try it before they would cut off her foot. So what happened was the gentleman says that they were making arrangements because they were 4 hours away to come in 2 weeks, but he got so excited about the possibility that he decided to come up and pick the product up that night, and that was in April. And so when Charlie gave him the product, and I'm gonna tell you everybody on here what he gave him because I think it's very important because I found something out about this product. Charlie had the original Micro Daily, the 3 capsules in the morning, 3 capsules in the evening. He gave him 1 pouch of hydro along with it. And that was something I recommended because after reading about the original, it seemed to me the therapeutic dose on the original, if I put that hydro on it, it would be a therapeutic dose. So anyway, we've been trying that. We had such a high success level that Charlie went on and gave him that along with omega-3 as well as the probiotic. And all they did was they was taking it for about a month. That started in April. Then the husband calls Charlie up and says, Charlie, he says, you're not going to believe this. He says, what? He said, I believe the hole is closing. You think you're not a match? He said, no, Charlie, it's closing. Then he calls back 2 weeks later and he said, it's closing more. Then he called back and says, it's almost closed, Charlie. It's almost closed. They said, Charlie says this guy was crying because he loves his wife so much. And then Charlie says, you know, what you're saying is hard to believe. He said, I tell you what, I'll send you the pictures. He had pictures of the open sore and stages of it closing. And in June, at the beginning of June, he sent a picture. Her foot was totally closed and she was walking. She was actually walking. She said she had no pain. Now, she was being dealt with by the cancer center over there. So she went to the cancer center because she had to report back. And it baffled the doctor so much it actually scared them. And they said, what are you doing? And all they kept talking about was micro daily. So anyway, long story short, what Charlie did was he said, I need those papers saying that she actually, and by the way, they told her that they found in her foot of this cancer, and they were blown away as to how could this happen. So they gave him the papers, and Charlie showed me the papers. He showed me the pictures, which was real. And the lady is walking around today, and they are both so happy. Now, the reason why I told you all this story is this. I ran into somebody else that was sore on the foot, maybe about 3 weeks ago. They got their foot cut off because they said they just couldn't find a remedy to it, and it was devastating, and it reached their body, by the way. So anyway, I thought that was interesting because I did not know how powerful the micro daily was when it came to. I have relatives up here have same cancers, diabetes, and so on, and they won't believe you. I don't have time to convince someone to live because I asked them, it's 3 months, 90 days worth trying something that could get you back on track for great health. So anyway, I want to thank you, Dr. Prasad, because I have actually, by the way, a number of other stories, especially diabetes, that the count dropped like a rock. But that combination of that has literally blown people's mind as far as the getting well. So thank you so much for sharing these products with us, because you're literally changing people's lives. And I've already decided this company I'm dedicated or committed to. I care about people having better quality of life.
Yes, yes.
Wow.
Thank you, Bernard.
Thank you, Bernard. Just amazing experiences. And Charlie has shared some of those things with me as well. And yeah, amazing, amazing, amazing. So thanks for being here and having the passion that you do, even on a vacation. You're making sure that these calls run well, backing up myself or Jonathan. So thank you. All right.
Well, the product doesn't in the bottle. All I tell everybody is don't waste time with people begging them. Because I'm telling you, a lot of people on this call today, they got some crazy stories that probably are shy about sharing them, but you can never tell who's listening that you may have an impact and actually change that person's life and possibly even save their life.
So true. So true. Thank you, Bernard. Awesome. We got Mr. Aslan Parchment that is on here with us. His hand is raised. Go ahead and share your product experience here as part of your story with myself and Dr. Prasad.
Okay,
Aslan?
good afternoon to everyone.
Hey.
Yes, I'm calling from Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Last year I started to take the product last year. So in June of last year, my sister-in-law, she had a surgery to do concerning fibroids. So her daughter called me and asked when she went to the doctor, and I believe you know the doctor. He's from India. He's Dr. Nepal. He do a lot of fibroid surgery where he practice. And when she went there to take a checkup, because the surgery should be in July, so she went there late June to take a final checkup. The money was paid to do the surgery and all of that. And when he run all the tests on her, he said she should be in the hospital. Her pressure was out of the roof. Her sugar level was out of the roof. He said it could even blind her. So the same day, her daughter called me and she said, what can I get for her? So I told her about the products, and I ordered them the same night that she spoke to me. And we got them in June, early July, and she started to take the products. And she were monitored by a doctor in the parish adjoining to the parish which he practiced. And after taking them for a few weeks, it wasn't even a month after she started taking them, her pressure and her blood sugar went right down, and she could do the surgery in August, and everything was good. So that was a testimony that I have, and I said I'll share it this afternoon.
Thank you.
So I see the work of the product.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
Very happy.
Thank you. And Dr. Prasad here, let me get us both back up here on the spotlight, because I think this is important for everybody. We have had such amazing results there in Jamaica and in the Caribbean islands that David Nemelka has now opened it up so that they can enroll just like they're US based. We've got that product going into the Caribbean islands. And so from a corporate standpoint, it's just opened the world to them. And so I wanted to share that good news with you. These are amazing
nice.
Yep. Amazing times, and so many lives are being affected by that. And thank you, Mr. Parchment, for sharing that. All right, you guys, 10 minutes is all we have left. I know Dr. Prasad has family activities scheduled, and so do we. And so we got 10 minutes left. Anybody want to share their story in these last 10 minutes before we close it out? And we wait a whole nother month, you guys.
Yeah.
Who's next? Just go ahead and raise your hand digitally, or open up your microphone and camera. We'd love to hear from you. I know we're getting a lot of great comments in the chat. Our leader Donald Williams that is just a resident there in Jamaica. These are all part of his team. It's amazing. He's been commenting. We've got other great responses, Dr. Percola Roberts and Linda Bailey, and I just see Alfreda, a really good participation today in our chat. Deborah Bowman says, great job of following instructions. Keep listening to your body. And to Dr. P. Dr. Prasad is amazing to have him here with us today. You guys, this is truly a fantastic time to be part of Engage, and the way these products are going out.
Maybe Jeff, maybe we should do some events, special events in Jamaica.
I absolutely agree with you, Dr. Prasad, and that means that you and I will both be going to Jamaica, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love it.
I've never been there, and so that
I've never been, but as you know, I'm a fan of Bob Marley, who was from Jamaica. Yeah.
You go. Okay, that's all we need. Do you hear that, Donald? Donald, I think you need to come on and acknowledge that desire of Dr. Prasad to come down and see you.
Yeah. Love to do that.
Yep. Anyone else like to add to this Sunday afternoon, evenings? Here we go.
I would like to,
Ed
Jeff,
Fowler.
I just can't raise my hand.
There we go. Here, we'll just add your spotlight, Ed. It's always great to hear from
Hey,
you.
Ed.
Bernard has shared with us some of the success that you're already having, but get us up to speed with what else you've been doing there south of the border by quite a ways. Are you still up at how many? What's your elevation today, Ed?
We're usually at 4,700 meters, 600 meters altitude. Right now, we just returned to the U.S. to do some work for a few months. And I just wanted to mention about Elvis. Dr. Prasad, I really appreciate your help on him this last year. We checked in with him just recently, actually about a week ago, and he's fine. Basically, for those who don't know, Elvis had a brain tumor right in the center of his brain. And it took a few months to get rid of it. He started July 15th of 2023 and started on the capsules 3 times a dose for till October. And then Dr. Prasad recommended we go to 4 times the dose because it's a very difficult place to get to. And he also is using the probiotics, 1 per day. Then we got 4 micro daily hydros with the probiotics once a day. So he took 4 boxes during the month, 4 times the dose it was. And by the end, they weren't able to pay for the scan to see what happened. But from all the theory, I said, it's got to be dead by now.
Yeah, brain
And
tumor.
so that was in November. And we just called him. He says he's fine. He's great. Before he talked really slow, very hard think, couldn't work, couldn't back the car out of the driveway, just go from side to side. But as in about a month, when he started taking the micro daily, all those symptoms disappeared, and he continues fine. And this is June of 2024. So from November through to June, that's 6 months. He's still doing great. Says there's no problem. So that's really good. And
But has he
I was
looked
really
at
happy about
brain, examined the brain if tumor has shrunken or anything?
it was on the hypothalamus, and he did not get the scan because it was too expensive, he said.
I see, yeah.
But he doesn't have any issues, no more symptoms. so
That's
so
very
it
important.
what we did, I'm sure we got rid of it because he's doing fine. He says
Good,
he's
good.
happy.
Keep us
Yeah, but thank
informed,
you
yeah,
very
because
much.
yeah, that's very
So that was,
important to get rid of the symptoms because one of the major problem of neurological tumor is terrible symptoms. You can't enjoy anything in life.
yeah, he was having terrible headaches as we talked about last year. I mean, really terrible headaches, unsupportable headaches, and his hands were all full of water. They were really
Yeah,
big.
yeah,
When you
yeah, yeah.
touched them, it was all water. And then, but
Mm.
then after about a month, they all deflated and became like normal fingers. And it
Mm.
was good. We went over there to Aurora, which was like a 3-hour trip. That's another city, back and forth to see him because a lot of times when you look at somebody, you can tell a lot better
Yeah,
from
yeah.
just talking to him on the phone. But no, he's very happy and he continues. And when he first started feeling so much better, he went back to work. And I said, well, don't waste the nutrients on work. You know, take it, get better, and then you'll be fine for life. And so that was really nice that you were able to help us with him, and he's doing fine.
Great, great, great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ed.
Wow.
You
Yes,
are
Ed.
doing great job, service to mankind.
Yep, that is amazing. Wow, Dr. Prasad, we're down to 3 minutes left. I just got a message here from Sharon Tate, who was on earlier at the beginning of the hour, talking about her own experience, and she's asking about a cat with cancer. And once again, we've had amazing results with animals. In fact, we've got a lady that has converted her entire practice over in the Hawaii area to animals.
Really?
Yep, she's she's treating animals with the microdaily because it's made such a difference. And her experience all the way from large animals to house pets, lots of different cats. She says that the microdaily methylated, the purple bottle,
Mhm.
has become her favorite. They don't need the hydro. In fact, some of them don't like the
Yeah, taste, yeah.
these animals understand taste, they understand smell, and so it doesn't work best with the
No,
hydro.
no.
And even the curcumin and the green tea extract in the microdaily EMF capsules, she's found that the purple bottle is what works best for the pets. And
Cheaper too. Yeah,
yeah, and
that's
so
great. So next time when I go, which city she lives in?
she's on the Big Island. But I'll make
Big
sure,
Island.
yeah, next time. In fact, we just missed her. I had a conversation. I says, Dr. Prasad was just there, and she says, well, I would have gone to see him. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking next year we are going again. As you know, we go every year. And so in April, next April,
okay,
uh, first week, generally, I will let you know, and then you can let her know.
wonderful. Yeah.
And we would love to see.
Okay.
And
All right.
if there's a big audience and if company funds it, I may fly from there to Big Island, or she can come,
Yeah.
her
I think
friends there.
she's already agreed to come and see you where you're at.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that would be great.
yep, awesome. All righty. So yeah, we've got people in the chat that are already responding here. Awesome products. I give my dog Hydro, Omega, and Probiotic. So
Yeah,
they
yeah.
are taking the Hydro. So yeah, it's amazing how these products are really
Because
benefiting.
dog physiology is very similar to human physiology, so I'm not surprised.
That is amazing.
That's an important question to answer before we leave today because we won't be together for a whole another week. Um, back and forth. What is the best recommendation, Dr. Prasad, for taking the product? Would it be with food or without food?
With the food is better, always with the food.
Yeah, and we're
I mean,
finding
we'll
that
say 1 hour before what do you call, anytime during eating, after eating, but when you take it, and the reason is because you have to have some fat in your stomach uh, to be absorbed. Because some if you are not taking a hydro, if you are taking hydro, it makes no difference. But many other fat soluble like vitamin E is fat soluble. It needs some fat, and therefore we say always with food, but not necessarily right there. But say after an hour, after 2 hours, you can have it. And so with always some food, it doesn't have a whole meal. Some food,
yeah. In fact, right along,
breakfast.
yeah, right along those lines, those individuals that are doing the core 4 and taking the
Yeah,
the omegas along with it seem to be enough
yeah,
fat.
it has fat. Yeah,
They're getting the full benefit from it.
that can
But
absorb. Yeah,
Dr. Prasad has formulated these in such a way that it's not going to give you an upset stomach. It's the buffered
no, yeah,
versions of the micronutrients. And so you'll notice even if you're taking it on an empty stomach, you're not going to get an upset stomach. It's just the reason we suggest, and Dr. Prasad has reiterated that again with food, it's because of the fat soluble micronutrients. So,
right.
awesome. All right. Hey, well, Dr. Prasad, our hour is gone just that fast.
Okay, I
And
know.
so let's go
Thank
ahead.
you.
Everybody open up your microphones.